Hello out there in YouTube City. Welcome to another coming to you live, not pre-recorded, live broadcast here from the beautiful town of Atascadero, California. Thank you for joining us this morning. We couldn't do this without you. You're very important to us. So, Wes is working the cameras.
Hey guys. Oh, where's my mic? Is it on?
Yeah,
Check, 1, 2.
yeah, it sounds
check,
like
check,
it.
check. Sounds a little funky.
Funky, man. Well, anyway, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just got in last night. By the way, Gail's working the board. She's working the message board. But we got in last night. What time do you think we got in? Well, I dropped you off about 8?
9:30.
9:30, so we got home at almost, 10:30, something like that. From Denver, Denver area. So we were out there for the Rocky Mountain Festival, and then we went over to Colorado Springs and visited family, and then went back to Denver to catch the airplane to take us home. Wow. And that's such a wonderful trip to go up that I-25 between Colorado Springs and Denver. Speed limit's 75, but nobody does that. Yeah, it's more like 100, 115. They just go like hell on that road. And
Except
anyway,
for you, you're doing 65.
I'm doing 65 over in the corner.
Right.
Yeah. But
like you were getting passed by semi trucks and yeah. Awesome.
well, I got precious cargo in the I got you and your mother. I don't know what's going on. This sure sounds tinny. Is something's going on with that? Oh yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, this board is tweaked a little bit, which I don't like. No, it's better. Anyway, that's better, isn't it? So we went to the Rocky Mountain Archtop Festival, which was a lot of fun and very enlightening, and we got to see a lot of old friends, meet some new ones. It was probably next week we'll do kind of a bigger show about it, but we'll talk about it a little bit this week. Wouldn't you say, Wes?
I don't know about doing a bigger show about it next week, but we'll talk about it today for sure.
Okay. Okay, so the song I played was Opera Va, which was a Charlie Parker tune. And the reason I played it is I heard Howard Alden playing it with a couple other guys, and I thought, man, that is just a sweet little bebop tune. And Gail we'll probably she puts the link on there for that particular song. And if you like it, you can go to the library and check it out. So, so we're kind of off to a slow start, kind of, because we're tired. Except we're kind of pumped up today, aren't we, Wes?
Yeah, I'm just rearing off the walls right now.
Really? I noticed that. Yeah, he's bouncing around.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have your machine? Is it?
No, I didn't get it plugged in.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Well, I want to make sure you got your machine there. Because you love that machine.
I don't even use it anymore because you get upset.
I don't get upset at your machine, do I?
Yeah.
I like it. Just don't go overboard. Everything in moderation, son. Anyway. So today we're going to take a look at autumn leaves because autumn is on Sunday. Is it autumn on Sunday all around the United States, or does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh my God.
So, we're gonna talk about autumn leaves and do some jazz counterlines with it. And I think you uploaded that paper.
I did, yeah. So I put it in the chat and in the description. So download that PDF and get ready. So when we get to that lesson, you can follow along.
Yeah, there you go.
It's in the very top of the chat.
Very top. Okay. I noticed. I just wanted to mention Locke was there at the Rocky Mountain Show, and we got to hang out. What a crazy guy. And he had a good time, and we did too. So, he also attended the Frank Vignola. How did I pronounce his name wrong?
Well, it's not Nolia, it's Vignola.
Vignola, okay, Nola. Anyway, he attended his little camp that went hand in hand with the Rocky Mountain Festival. And so that's good. So I didn't realize, did you see Danielle says that she spent a lot of time with the Rocky Mountain live stream?
Yeah. I was going to put a link to some of those videos in our description, but I didn't have time. So I'll try to drop it in there shortly. But you can watch everything on the main stage.
Oh, it's the main stage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she said had no watchers over 25. We have 44 right now, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Peter did that great of a job putting out the word that the live stream was and where to find it, because it took me a while to find it. I actually had to ask him.
Oh,
so,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I tried typing it in and it just wasn't popping up, and it was on the Henriksen Amps YouTube page. So, but anyway, yeah. So, but it was cool that they live streamed the whole thing. So, yeah, there's a lot of tons of stuff from there. So, if you guys want to check it out, like I said, I'll try to drop a link in there in a second.
Okay, good. Hey, so there's Jim Rolfe. By the way, Jim Rolfe and there's Robin and Kirby. These are these Newbury Park hot guitar players. And we're coming down this weekend, guys. We're coming down because it's my 55th class reunion. Can you believe that? 55 years after high school. And anyway, we're coming down there, and then I'm going to play with Boyd's Big Band on Sunday over at the at that nightclub. They've changed the name. I can't remember the name. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The one over there in Westlake. So that'll be fun. So maybe we'll get to see you guys. Yeah, so let's see what else. Oh, I know what else. Doug Anderson, who might be on the chat today, he's gonna try. He's a dentist. He's so busy. He bought this. He bought the Gilda Artist Award, which I said I'd never sell, but there you have it. But anyway, it's so I'm going to try to hand deliver it to him because he lives there too. Anyway. Oh yeah, bogeys. Bogeys, yeah, that's right. Anyway, so we'll play a tune on that a little bit later. Say goodbye to it. They're such wonderful guitars.
Yeah, so Rocky Mountain Archtop Festival. What you didn't see on the live stream is the guitar luthier area.
Oh yeah.
Which I put together some video here for you guys to check out. But there's probably, I don't know, 20 or so guitar makers in there. Some super high-end stuff. Some stuff, I want to say in the 15 to 17,000 range.
Yeah.
Which is just pretty insane for sure.
Well, they're so labor intensive, but right there on the that was Sontag. They're a little more reasonable. They're around 6. So, but these other ones, Tad Brown, I think that's Tad Brown's.
I don't know. Wouldn't try to narrate this, but
okay.
So, but just all around good looking archtops everywhere you go. People putting so much time and effort into building these things, and then, showing them off here at the Archtop. So many different designs and. I definitely went around and we're going to feature a few of these guys talking about the Archtops and some videos to come where these guys really explain what makes their Archtops unique, how much time it takes to make one of them, where they get their inspiration. That's Tyler from LHT Guitars, who had a special blue guitar, which was a big part of the Archtop Festival, is unveiling these new blue guitars. That guitar is going to travel around with Sean McGowan, and he's going to play it for over the next year. Tyler, of course, was at the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest, our festival, and he will be returning. But man, look at that. The back of that thing is just sweet.
Yeah, sure. He was talking about 250 hours minimum on these guitars, and that's a lot of time.
That's an old Gibson right there, the Gibson ES250, 1939. This guy had there.
Yeah, you'd never see those. That
pretty
is
sweet.
Very, very super rare.
Yeah, and then this is Phoenix Guitars, and these guys are down in LA, and they're going to be. Looks like they're going to come up. I interviewed them, and they talk about their guitars. That guitar there is cedar. But yeah, so all these guys, they just have these really killer archtops to offer. This is one of the really pricey ones. That thing's got like that sound hole on the side that you can close off there with that kind of lever. And then there wasn't too many used guitars there, other than that vintage, a few vintage ones, maybe 5 or 10. This was the guy that was this guy was sitting next to us, and this guy, Benoit Lavoie, from Quebec, is just probably, man, people were playing this thing all the time. That's actually a baritone guitar, but he had a couple others, and man, this guy's guitars were unbelievable. And they had this neck technology on there that you could they don't require you to get into the rod, the truss rod to adjust it. There was just like an Allen wrench thing on the back, and you could set the action just by twisting this screw. The other guy next to us, too, German guitars. we got a video with him. His thing is you don't even have to unscrew the neck to pull the neck off. He made this this joint out of wood.
Yeah.
And you can just slip the neck right off.
Yeah.
And also adjust the action on it. Some weird stuff, but man, super cool.
Great
for sure.
travel guitar.
Yeah.
Sontag. Yeah, so on this, to adjust the action on a normal guitar, you raise and lower the bridge. With this one guitar, he had a screw in the back that used an Allen wrench, and the neck actually went up and down. It was a trip. And so you could really get, if you wanted to play hard and loud, you could adjust the action like that. And it doesn't go out of tune.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, it was really interesting how they how they did that. Yeah, especially the guy that was sitting next to us, his technology. There was no screws or anything in the thing. It just slid off, and they used the strings to kind of hold it on there, and just these like wooden kind of just sunk on there somehow.
They're so creative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just amazing. And those designs, Tyler Wells, I love his designs, and all of them. It's rough. It's hard to play favorites because they're all totally bitchin', all unique, way different than your traditional guitars. Well, some make more traditional sounds, but it's like, wow, there's so much innovation there. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was fun.
It was cool to meet all these guys and hang out.
And they're going to be at a lot of them are going to be at our show. It should be very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely several people there said they were going to be coming to ours. So ours is definitely looking good. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet to the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest, it's going to be awesome. You can go to jazzguitarfest.com to check it out. Mm-hmm. Next week we're gonna line up all the we got to get our teacher lineup done.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So that's just something we've been kind of waiting to get this show out of the way.
Talked to a lot of guys this weekend too.
But yeah, our fest is going to be really cool. I think it's going to be quite a bit bigger than the Rocky Mountain Guitar Fest in terms of visitors and people coming to watch and do the workshops and stuff.
Well, plus, yeah.
But our facility 100% is much bigger than the one at the Rocky Mountain Fest. So
yeah,
we're excited about the new venue in Buellton. It's just sweet. It's a sweet spot.
We're going to have some things that they don't have at the Rocky Mountain, like the jam room, which is, I think a lot of people are just kind of digging that. So you could just zip on in there and play a couple of tunes with some cats. And then we're also going to have a lot more performances. One thing that a lot of guys liked at our last one is that we had music, people playing pretty much all day. And so in different parts. So we had a guy playing in the bar, your classes, and then playing at the stage. So we'll have those things. So be a lot of music going on all the time. And then, of course, the exhibit hall is going to be really something. Anyway, so yeah, you want to make sure you get on there and get your reservations, get it early. By the way, make sure if you book a room, don't call the hotel. Book directly through us. If you call the hotel, they say, oh, that'd be great, $400 a night. No way. You get it through us, it's $189 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you do that.
Yeah, there's links all over the page there that says get your hotel room. But yeah, they definitely are expecting us to pack the hotel, which is why I think they got their prices up so much, because they're waiting to see what we do.
Yeah.
But there's no way either way you're not going to beat that. $189 a night is really good for that hotel. It's really nice, really big. Got a big pool, spa, racquetball, gym, nice restaurant, lobby restaurant and bar, and huge outdoor patio thing.
Yeah, and that'll be cool. We could
patio
actually
thing.
have some music out there if we wanted to.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. It depends on how cold it is too. So it is going to be in the winter. So.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, yeah,
we'll stick you out there. You can play out there in the.
I can't if it's below if
freezing
it's close,
in the freezing cold day.
If it's close to 60 degrees, this finger goes completely numb.
You start at 7 a.m. on the back patio.
Yeah, I got you.
But it is beautiful back there. It is massive, though. They do have a lot of live music and stuff out there in the summer. But man, it's really just, it's huge. It's funny when you go out there. You're like, holy crap, this is just a massive space.
Yeah.
The whole place is massive. Like from the moment you drive by it on the freeway on the 101, you're like, what is that? That place is gigantic. So
And if you've seen the movie Sideways, check that movie out. That's where it all takes place, and that's what the countryside looks like. So check that out. So
yeah, let's see who we got here real quick. WC Ray, how's it going, buddy? Gordon's here. Hey, Gordon. John in South Dakota. Hey, John. Big Steve up in Washington. Locke. Kirby, Jim, Tom. Hey, Tom. How's it going, buddy? Butch, Bulls. Hey, Butch. Good to see you, buddy. Diego Carsalade. Hey, Diego. How's it going, buddy? Where are you from, Diego? Mike Brandenberger over in Dallas. How's it going, Mike? Sammy Lee in Detroit. What's up, Sammy? Danielle is always with us. Thanks for showing up again there, Danielle. Zurich Steinhardt. Greetings to you all from Portland, Oregon. Nice. Ludovic is here. Rob, Jasper. Hey, Jasper, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming back. Richard Slizewski. Hi, Rich. Thanks for your music, he says. David Bronson's in the mountains of Utah. Is that where you're always at? I feel like you're on vacation or you're traveling or something. Fabian Keller writing to us in Spanish. Wow, hermosas guitarras a excepcione de la azul. Wow. He likes the blue one. John Smith. Hey, John. And Bill B. in Newton, Massachusetts. Hey, Bill. James, what's going on? McNamara is here in Dallas. Dave Bronson's also in Texas. Dave Branson, in Texas. Kelly Johnson, also in Houston. And Tim in Fort Wayne, the practicing guitarist. Cool name there. And Olivier Flatres from France. All right. Thanks, guys, for showing up. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Very nice to have all of you. Appreciate it. Okay, so I decided that, let's take a look at autumn leaves because, shall we go into the lesson now?
Yeah.
Okay, I've submitted to your approval. Is because just around the corner, Sunday, again, is fall. So, so many times when you play a fingerstyle piece, especially if you play it rubato, which meaning it has no strict time. So it's so nice to play jazz counterlines. Jazz counterlines are little licks that you play in between the melody, basically. Now I've taken this is a little excerpt out of the jazz fingerstyle playing and arranging course, and Wes put it up on in the descriptions there so you can download it. So make sure you did. You know, you can just watch this and then look at it later. But jazz counterlines just mixes it up. It just makes it more fun, to be quite honest. Instead of just playing the melody, and there you have it. When you start putting a little improvisation with your chords, then it just now you're playing more jazz and less of a stocked arrangement that you've worked on and labored on, you know. So nothing wrong with that. But once you play it through once, it's good to play it through again and use these lines. So here's what we're talking about right here. So here's Autumn Leaves. Now, in my arrangement, I had arranged it with jazz counter, with a counter melody. This set, you know, harmonization, contrary motion. Now here's the jazz counter line, and all I'm going is so it's like an altered D7. So we have, and we're going. And now we're into the next part of the song. And I'm playing a little lick here. And then we're playing a little riff here. Sorry, that was. And then now we're going to play the melody again. I'm going to harmonize it with a note in between each melody's note. So it. That was. Then we're into this. So that would be the verse right there. So let me kind of play it. You know, I've done this song a lot of times, and I never play the same licks. You know, I always played something different. But this is a great launching point if you would get some of these licks down. So here's what it's going to sound like. that's the extent of the page. You'd have to go in there and get the complete one. Otherwise, we're going to spend a 45-minute video on playing jazz counterlines, like what is on the chorus. So that's the idea. Now, if I take that idea and I just kind of mix it up with some other stuff, so you might take the song and go, just play just a single note. Now that's E harmonic minor. All right, so you can play anything you want there. So when you go to work out an arrangement, like when you play a song, if I was just to play Autumn Leaves, you're done in about 45 seconds, in which case it's like, this ain't gonna work. I need to take this song and make it about 3 or 4 minutes. So one of the things would be is to put it in a different key. Now that's always challenging, and I know that. So you might do something like this, though, in the key of B minor. You get the idea? Whoops, I'm sorry. I hear the phone ringing. Anyway, you play it through in that key. Then you come down. Here we are at the end. Now we go into a new key. So now the song can be stretched out, and now you've played it through 2 or 3 times, and it's not so monotonous. So let me just stop. Okay.
So wait, so what? Can you maybe go through and like talk about what you're thinking? You know, like obviously the song is short, so you know what are you when you do a line? First off, the timing. How does one think about time? The time signature on that? It's all over the map, right? I mean, you can't play that with a metronome. So
No.
what are you thinking about to make it at least
It's rubato.
right?
Rubato means no time.
Mm-hmm.
No time. So you just play the melody. And you can wait half an hour. And then so time is irrelevant.
Right, but there's still some sort of you have to maintain the speed at which you're playing. You're not going to go then wait 5 minutes and then play the next lick. You know what I mean? So you have to maintain some level of like consistency in the lines, in the speed of what you're playing. You know, you could let the gaps breathe, but
you have to do it with a little bit of taste.
Right.
Right? Okay. So, you know, it's almost like when you talk to somebody.
Right.
You know, so, boy, it's been a great day, but I'm going to go outside and it's been really nice. But, you know, but that's the melody. But you can do that with the jazz counterlines. Remember, jazz counterlines are all over the map time-wise, you know. So I pause there and then get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea. I just want to make sure people, you know, because I feel weird by saying like time doesn't matter. Well, it does kind of matter. You got to maintain some level of consistency, you know. Gordon says, "Can you sing that one again, please, Wes?" Yeah. Do 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 do.
See what William said. Wes is intense today.
So yeah, I mean that's what I was just kind of wondering is like the no time thing, but you gotta for it to sound good, maintain some level at least of the counter lines, like you said, can kind of be sped up. I definitely agree with that, but it seems like you kind of need to maintain some level of consistency playing the actual melody parts of the song, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then also.
John Smith has an interesting comment here. I think Autumn Leaf sounds better in time. Okay, so you're absolutely right, John. So look you play it through rubato. Remember, we're talking about taking how many bars is this tune? 32 bars. So you're taking 32 bars. And if you just play 32 bars, it's done in about 45 seconds. Now, we could play the same 32 bars, and you get another 45 seconds, and it's boring. Now, you take 32 bars, and you play it rubato. Wonderful. Play it again, rubato with counter lines. Great. Now we're up to like 2.5 minutes. And then... I'm going back to rubato now, but I could keep going. we're back to rubato. So yeah, you can play things in time, play it rubato, but now we've taken Autumn Leaves and turned it into 4 minutes, and that's what you want.
Yeah, and I mean, when you play it, you're doing it all rubato for 2 minutes, and then you finally you go in time. I mean, that's a huge, like, there's almost like a payoff there, you know?
True.
Because you're like sitting there like floating in outer space forever, and then all of a sudden you get some sort of like consistency in the time, and you're like, okay, sweet, this is awesome. And then it almost made me like
Want to dance?
well, it made me want to go, wow, man, why'd you go back to the rubato part? Like this, like I think for me, I preferred that, but I don't know if it's just because you know, if you played the first part in time, I would probably get bored of that after 2 minutes, and then, you know.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's so yeah, that's a really cool trick, I think, you know, to definitely get people's head bobbing, you know, which is kind of hard to do in a fingerstyle setting, but at that it's hard not to just be like, all right, sweet, okay, now we're chugging right along. It almost sounds like a whole different song, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So that's great. But another thing too was like, what do you, in terms of on the chord changes, is there certain things that you're thinking about or that you do on like the chords changes to play like the cool, like, oh, here I think about, you know, 8 minor 7 and, you know what I mean? Like, is there certain points of that where you kind of do the same thing every time, like, oh, I always am going to play a lick off of this note here type of situation?
Well, you do it in between the melody.
Well, duh, I know that, but when you do it between the melody, is there a part where you're like, oh, like, well, in this part I'm always going to play this?
Well, the melody, you know, the way the melody is structured, you know, it's A minor to D. So obviously you have to play something in the key of D altered. And then it goes to G. So now we're in the key of G. I think remember, well, wait a minute. And when it goes F sharp minor 7, flat 5, now you're in the key of E harmonic minor. And then E minor, which is kind of like a D scale. Then, and then again. So yeah, you have to, you know, you gotta do some homework and figure out what scales work. We did a lesson a long time ago about talking about the bebop harmonic minor, which is quite simply is. So it's E minor. It's like E minor. And then we've got a C, D, D sharp. So this is what makes it like harmonic minors. We have 8 notes.
Is there any ways to make to, you know, going outside of the norm there to, like, do you ever do anything like, is there any options for that, just to, you know, instead of going where you think you should go, trying different things that might, you know, give off a different sound?
Well, you can play off the arpeggios of the altered dominant scale over the D7. That'll sound a little strange. And then, did that sound a little different to you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking F7, minor, E flat minor, major 7. And then the F sharp diminished. So yeah, you have to do your homework and to learn the arpeggios of the altered dominant scale, and then you can get into some weird things.
Right.
But the main thing is to practice, probably in the beginning, to play the melody and then play some kind of line that is nice and pleasant.
Right. And then the practicing guitarist has a question here. How would you go about coming up with a Wes Montgomery style chord solo approach over Autumn Leaves?
Well, I don't know. Wes used block chords, you know. I'm in the wrong key. All right. Oh, there it is. I don't know. This is going to take some time. I think Wes used that. You would do something like that with the it's a reasonable facsimile, I suppose. Something like that.
And then James asked, is Autumn Leaves typically played not in time?
Well, in a if you play it in a band, you play it in time. It's all kind of fun to play it with stops, and so that would be like. Let me play it. You might have to change the thing.
Yeah.
This doesn't have the stops. So let me go back. Stop. Yeah, I'm sorry, but those stops weren't in there, but it we go. And then you're into time.
And then John Smith asked, do you think that improvisation also takes years of listening and experimenting on guitar?
Well, Joe Pass really said it best. Improvisation is the reorganization of something you already know how to do. So obviously you've got to learn how to do something, play some lines, play some licks, and then you reorganize that. Now, listening is definitely important, but you also have to play, you've got to be able to play some lines, and then you reorganize them later on. And so that's really the key. As Joe would say, it's rare you pull something out of the sky that's new. Okay, it's a vocabulary that you're mixing up and rephrasing things and saying it a little different than you said it before. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then talk about too the lesson here that we have on Guitar College Library. You see the link for it in the description there. This isn't just about counterlines. This is the full arrangement, right?
Yeah.
So if someone bought this, they're gonna learn your fingerstyle arrangement with the counterlines, right?
Yes.
Well, and that's what's on the PDF?
Yes.
Got it. Cool. So yeah, you can go here and get this lesson. I think it's relatively. Yeah, you can get it for $5.99 and keep you busy for a couple weeks there, depending on your skill level. But yeah, $5.99. Guitar College Library. Learn how to play this. First off, you should probably, if you play a lot of style guitar, Autumn Leaves is probably something you should probably have in your book of your set list, right?
Yes, in your repertoire.
Yeah, and then like you said, if you want to stretch it longer than 45 seconds, this will help you do that. So you can you milk it for all it's worth here. You get
That's right.
5 minutes out of this thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, so let's play the Guild Artist Award.
Yeah. Rick, I believe, Anderson said, would you please play Tenderly if you get a chance?
Now, wait a minute. Is this Doug? Is this Doug Anderson? Who Anderson is this?
Yeah. Anderson, reveal yourself, buddy.
Anderson Pea Soup?
Yeah, so he asked if you could do that. That'd be awesome.
Okie doke.
And yeah, let's see, you guys interested in playing Autumn Leaves at the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest, that is going to be one of the songs that we're going to put together a list of 10 songs. We're going to probably hopefully mail it out in the next 2 weeks. So if you guys want to go into the open jam room, the all-day jam room, there's going to be a list of 10 songs that everyone's going to know. So everyone can be on the same page. I'm sure people will be calling out other ones, and that's totally fine. You don't have, but for those of you that are wanting to, maybe haven't jammed much with other people or whatever, there's going to be a list of 10 songs that are good for jamming, not super difficult. I mean, all jazz songs are difficult, let's face it, but
well, you can go deep
right
on any song.
Yeah. So anyway, Autumn Leaves is going to be one of those. So we are going to be putting out some other content here before that. So make sure you're on our mailing list if you haven't done that yet. But you can go to Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest, and then a pop-up usually comes up if you haven't been there in a while, and asks you to sign up for our mailing list, and then that way you'll get all of our updates for sure. You can also sign up for the mailing list at guitarcollege.com. There's a button in the top there for you to do that. guitarcollege.com. Newsletter sign up. Just give us a quick shout here, and then you'll be on our mailing list. And yeah. But yeah, gonna need to take off the Guild Artist Award here pretty soon, probably today. This thing is gonna go bye-bye to a good home. It's like adopting a dog.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Corey, my other son, Corey, met us in Denver. He had a friend there, and he visited with him, and then we all visited Gail's mother and Gail's brother. But when my son got home, he found his dog had passed away, laying in his bed, and now he's gone. We don't know what happened to him or whatever, but that you lose your dog, man. That sucks.
Yeah, it does. He wasn't that old either.
He's 9.
Yeah, German Shepherd. Yeah, super cool dog, and
yeah,
had tons of energy, and yeah, not sure what happened, but super sad for sure. He was like, Bruce was his name. Yeah. Not named after Bruce Foreman, but
no, named after Bruce
Willis.
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Batman, because but his shadow, look, he had these big ears sticking up, and his shadow, he looked like Batman. That's why they named him Bruce.
Anderson said he's the 6'10", Eastman 6'10", Anderson.
Oh, gotcha. Good. I hope you're enjoying that guitar. That's a sweet guitar.
Yeah. So yeah, can you play Tenderly?
I can. Do you want to hear it with a track, or do you want to hear it as a finger style?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my vote's going to be track every time, but Anderson, what do you think? Track, or what does everyone think? Track or fingerstyle? We've done a lot of fingerstyle this time. Maybe it's time to pump up the energy here with the track. But I don't know. Let us know. What do you guys think? Track or fingerstyle?
Yeah. Well, while they're making their comment, I'll play the fingerstyle.
Gordon says track. Tom says track. Anderson said either way, it's fine. Yeah, let's go with the track.
Okay, I think I need some more volume on this, Wes.
Okay.
Excuse me. Well, there it is. Yeah, thank you. That's a great little tune, isn't it? That's a beautiful song. Anyway, is that you playing, or what is that? I don't know. Love the tracks. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. How much did the
Mirabella guitars go for? You know, Jason, I didn't ask him, but I thought I heard him talking to someone, and I think they're in the 15 range, 15,000. Those were definitely some of the most. Those and the Benoit Lavoie guitars were the most kind of elaborate, but I think his were even more. So it might be up to 20.
Benedetto was there as well.
Yeah,
and they're up there.
Yeah, I don't think they're as close as these ones. These are so crazy looking.
I have come to the conclusion, and I have just recently thought this. You know, I've always thought if you buy a custom guitar, like made for yourself or whatever, you're pretty much going to be, it's going to be yours, and it's going to be hard to turn it over should you ever want to. That thinking, I think, has completely changed. The more these builders are coming out and building these wonderful guitars, there's so many other builders that are really getting their name out now, and here's another reason why I thought this. Okay, so we all went to get our picture taken, all of the people, presenters there, and luthiers, all went to get our picture taken for Peter, and I'm looking, there's 50 plus guitar players there.
Oops, sorry.
And 50 plus guitar players. I'm looking around, I'm thinking, there's 2 Gibsons. Everybody else has got the Benedettos, all these other, makers. And so I'm thinking, wow, that whole custom market now has really taken a foothold, and people aren't afraid of buying those anymore.
Right.
And I think that the whole that whole concept has changed. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, you know, because I tell you what, they are pretty darn special guitars.
Yeah.
And again, if you're building one from scratch, you can kind of tell them what you want and all that stuff.
Right.
They'll do anything you want for you. But so that dynamic, I think, has really changed. But the price tag now, when you compare some of these guitars and you look at them and you think, God, that seems awful expensive. Well, compare it to that 68 L5 and see how much it is.
Yeah, it's not much for sure.
Exactly. So it's.
And I mean, I don't know. There's not many production Archtops out there.
Not anymore. No.
Like they're the only ones that are really, you know, high-end Archtops that are still being made are Heritage, Benedetto, and
Yeah, well, Benedetto's
yeah,
more of a custom.
yeah, exactly. So Heritage, Gibson's not making any anymore.
And Heritage is just making a 575 and a Eagle Classic. They're not making the other ones that they used to anymore, to my knowledge, anyways. I can't think of a production Archtop that is super, from one of the big manufacturers. You know, the Guild was a pretty big manufacturer. Now they're still around, but I haven't heard any of their line being released at all. You know, from the NAMM show, I think they were recently acquired by Cordova.
Right.
And again, they're building all the Japanese things, or China, they got all these low end things, art, and the same thing with Ibanez. Same thing with what's the other? Well, now Godin might be different, but again, they don't make these really beautiful,
right,
to die for guitars,
Yeah, I mean, or D'Angelico,
Again, D'Angelicos are pretty and everything, but again, it's a China guitar.
Yeah, or Korea or wherever.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, this here's the Mirabella guitar. I mean, this thing is, look at like every little part of this thing is like,
yeah,
handcrafted. Look at that pick guard right there. It's like, how many pieces of wood is that, right?
Yeah.
That alone is.
Now that's not in pickup one, huh?
Yeah, and I think I think these guys too, they can put a pickup in it too. But the neck on this thing, I mean the fretboard is not. It's that's a what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-piece fretboard.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. It's not even just the neck; it's the fretboard itself. So like I said, the Mirabella was definitely one of the more kind of high end, very meticulously made.
Oh, look at that! They got a hole in the headstock, huh?
Yeah, and then it's got also too this sound hole thing.
On the side, right?
Yeah, which I thought I had a shot of that. Let me see if I can find it here. But which I guess probably changes the sound in some dynamic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, Troy says, is Eastman still making the 910?
Right.
I believe they are, yes. But again, I was just talking with the Eastman guy. The high-end Archtops, they're kind of cutting back on that stuff.
Right.
They're going for the rock market. There ain't no money in that.
Yeah, and speaking of Eastman, I got a little story here, but here's the other Mirabella that was there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That was part of the blue guitar collection as well. But same sort of.
It's you're half artist, half luthier. I mean, you have to be. Look at that headstock. You're an artist, you know. It's not a builder. You're an artist, and my God, look at that. That's just gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, dang it. I
How
really,
many-
really wanted to find that.
You look
shot.
at how many man hours would go into that. My gosh, you know.
Right.
I was talking to Tyler Wells, and I think he said 250 man hours to make a guitar.
Right. Yeah,
Which-
that's how it looks kind of from far away. But man, I'm trying to find that.
That doesn't count drying time and all that.
Yeah. And then yeah, this one was Megan Wells' guitar, which is
Oh, yeah,
super
Megan.
cool too.
Yeah, she makes the smaller body.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful guitar she makes.
Yeah, it definitely. There was a few guys there making the kind of smaller body
Yep.
Archtop thing. You know, I guess probably pretty.
Well, it doesn't feed back as much.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons.
The sides of this guitar were insane.
What?
This Megan Wells thing.
Yeah.
Look at the side of that. Like the grain on that is just with the binding and super cool. Such a nice guitar, definitely.
Yeah. It's art. Functioning art, which is
Yeah.
really nice. Just got to take care of it, that's all.
But speaking of what I was going to say about Eastman was there's a cool article in Guitar World this week about Eastman's new D'Ambrosio
Oh, really?
range guitars, and they're designed by
Auto?
Otto D'Ambrosio
There he
built
is.
him. That's him. He was at the Archtop festival. He has his own Archtop guitars that he has built, and but this article talks all about how he came up with the design of this D'Ambrosio guitar for Eastman, and there's some cool stuff in here about how they used wood, you know, from a swamp. They used wood that was burned out in wildfire in Oregon.
Really?
And all these trees that needed to be cut, phoenix pine, and it turns out that, like he said, the tonal advantages of pine are obvious. It's lightweight, extremely resonant, and then you can really bring out the grain
with
some
pine?
with some light sandblasting. Yeah,
Wow. I always wondered why they never use pine, you know? I guess it's because it's...
But yeah, if you go to Eastman and check out these D'Ambrosio range guitars, they're really sweet looking guitars for, you know, obviously not many guys here loving straight electric, but super cool design. And then check out the headstock or how the neck is bolted on. It's like a cross between like a bolt-on and
a fixed.
right. So it's called the fuller tone neck is what they call it, fuller tone.
Huh.
And Otto came up with that design. You can kind of see him carving it out here, but these guitars are just, you know, very, very highly crafted,
You know,
electric guitars. Man, look at the wood on that. It's just like,
yeah.
it's got, you know, it's not. It looks like you would be able to feel the bumps of the grain in that. You know, look at that.
Well, maybe you can.
I'm sure you can. I mean, it's unlike other guitars that are just like blasted over with poly finish or whatever. These look like they see there's some of the wood that they used for it burned, you know.
Oh, I like that Jeep.
I know, right?
I used to have one like that.
And then swamp
But-
ash from the southern
But hey, Wes,
yeah.
would you go on the Eastman website and show the ER4? Because Otto designed and built that guitar, and you know, you're showing these are all solid body guitars,
Right.
but he builds. He started off with building the ER1, 2, 3, and 4, and I tell you what, that ER4 is really a super guitar, and it's priced really good. It's priced at, I think it has a manufacturer list. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it lists for what? 28.
Yeah.
And so that's way undervalued what it should be.
Mm.
That is a hell of a lot of guitar. Now, does he build that guitar or did he just design it?
I'm not sure if he built
I was
them.
under the impression he was building it as well.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I think he's just a designer. I don't think he builds them. I mean, they're built in China, aren't they?
Well, you showed him working on those, but
Well, he had to design one of them.
yeah.
So I mean, I'm guessing if you're
See,
designing
that's numbered.
173. But yeah, I'm guessing if you're designing a guitar, you have to build one.
Now that's a different one. That's an ER something 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah, that's the ER3.
Yeah, ER4 is crazy nice.
Right.
Do you remember that one at the oh gosh, what the music store, Central Coast Music? We went in there.
Oh, in Morro Bay.
Yeah. Do you remember that guitar?
Kinda.
Yeah, that had a beautiful, it's got the mounted pickup, beautiful sound, and a very comfortable. I should have bought it.
I mean, I would almost guarantee it's probably in there still.
Maybe.
I don't see many people going into that Morro Bay store and buying the Archtops.
I did.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You and you, probably.
Me and me.
So yeah. But anyway, these the D'Ambrosio guitars are pretty cool, and he it's got a cool write up about it in Guitar World if you guys want to check it out. It's really cool. But I want to say, it says that they're made in California here.
Right.
So these ones, he might build these ones. Who knows?
Yeah.
But they are really cool. And then if you want to see one of his Archtops too, he's got he only had one guitar at the at the festival, yeah. But it's pretty sweet. So he's
there it is.
Yeah, it's got like really, really cool design here. I love how the
Well, that's a lefty, isn't it? Is that a lefty? Yeah, it is. Yeah, that one guy has it.
yeah, I love the knobs though that are on the tailpiece there. That's pretty unique.
Yeah.
And that cool kind of vintage looking pickup there. Yeah, super nice guitars. But Otto's definitely going to be at the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest. So if you want to see some of his stuff, he's also trying to help us to get Frank Vignola over to our fest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to have him over there for sure. But we're working on it. He also Mimi Fox also plays the D'Ambrosio Archtop guitars and Eastman guitars as well. So yeah. There's several guys that we're going to be putting out little features on pretty soon. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Brad Corney is one of them. Another guy up in the Santa Rosa area, originally from Ventura, but he's been building guitars for several years now and has just some really cool, kind of smaller Archtops and stuff. I wish I would have had more time to put together some more video for you guys, but man, yeah, we got home really late last night. But yeah, so we're just really excited about having all these guys come to the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna have more of everything. And if you guys went to the last one, then you're gonna really love the place that we're at there. It's a lot bigger and just way cooler. So we're really excited about that.
Yes, we are. So John Smith, the old instrument makers used to hang around a desk full. demolition site. Take the woods. Huh. Yeah. Well, that's true. At least it's dried out. You know that wood is dried out.
Yeah. Let's see who else had questions here. Oh, thanks, Jason, for the tip. I appreciate that, and thank you, Lachlan, for the tip as well earlier. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome, definitely. Wes, is Rich playing through the Mackie board today? Yeah. If so, you really have a nice tone dialed in. Thank you. Appreciate that. It always sounds better with the mixing board in here. It's just easier level wise to get it. And then Richard said, I remember Benedetto going for 15 to 20,000 for a Jimmy Bruno. How much today? Probably
Who knows?
pretty close to the same, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have both a Peerless Monarch and a New York, and they are impressive guitars for the price point.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still in business?
Mm-hmm. I don't, Peerless makes for everybody else. They made for a lot of other Epiphone and Gretsch and all that. Then they came out with their own Peerless brand. When I first heard about Peerless, I bought 6 guitars, I think, 4 or 6 guitars. They were the year 2000. In the year 2000, they were like a special guitar, 15-inch floating pickup, real nice little guitars. But I got them for like, I'm gonna say like $400, something like that. And they were just really nice little guitars, boy, crazy. So things have changed. They're a lot more money now, but they're a good guitar.
Yeah, and then another thing I wanted to show them, an artist named Allison Yaffe is gonna most likely make it to the Jazz Guitar Fest, and she had a really cool version of this song, this Grant Green song called Jan Jan. Here, I'll play a little bit of it. Hopefully it plays. So they had this organ player and drummer that played the first night with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really, really cool.
Yeah, what a wonderful band. Okay. Yeah.
All right, your ADD is kicking in here. It's like you can't watch something for more than like 30 seconds without being like, all right, we gotta play along with it.
Yeah.
But that's a really cool song, man. I loved it. She was super cool.
What was the name of the song?
Jan Jan.
Huh.
Yeah, so she'll be on tour around the time of the Central Coast Jazz Guitar Fest, so she's gonna hopefully come and do a little set or something one of the nights of the concerts, which will be awesome, definitely.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Before we leave, I was talking about doing a couple versions of Shut Up Your Smile. One, a finger style with some lines, and then the West version one. Want to do that?
Yeah, I guess. What, you want to just save that for another live stream? Sounds like a kind of a extensive thing there.
Oh, well, you want to cut out?
Well, yeah, why don't you just play another song or something, and then we'll kind of wrap it up, because, yeah, we're...
Now, let me do this, the shadow and the thing. No?
I mean, as long as you're going to have something for next week, I mean, sure, do whatever you want.
All right, well, we could... I don't know. Wait a minute. Anybody hurt? How about a tune with this track? There must be an old track or something. Or something's going down. Here in the city, something wrong.
Wait, what song was that?
The Days of Wine and Roses.
Well, I thought you were doing something on Shadow of Your Smile.
Well, you told, let's do it some other time, you said.
I did, but then you're like, oh, well, let's just do it anyway. You're the great communicator.
Listen.
I did. You said, no, let's just do it anytime. So that's why I thought you started to play it and play something. I thought that's what you were doing.
Is that Don? What's happening,
Yeah,
Don?
Don Boudreau. Hey, thanks for the tip, Don. I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're probably still gigging a million miles a minute, but hopefully now that summer's over, you might have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah. Well, we're going to say goodbye. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Don Spain. Hi, Don. Don was at the Jazz Fest or the Rocky Mountain Archtop Festival.
Yeah, how's it going, Don? Good
Don,
to see you.
he's a wild and crazy guy.
Yes, sir.
Hi, guys. Dave here in Cayucas.
Oh, nice.
How does the rubato timing work with a vocalist? Well, very poorly. You have to tell the vocalist, pretend you're singing in the shower, and you just play and sing the song, and I will accompany you. Don't wait for me to play the chords. You know what I mean? So, like if you're doing the Days of Wine and Roses, she would go, the days, and you would go, of wine and roses, laugh and run away, like a child at play, who's only down, 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 da 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 down, a door mark nevermore. That wasn't there before. And then they let them take it alone. The night discloses, just, you let her take it and you just kind of fill in there. Then after a while, if you want to, da 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 da. The days of wine and roses and you. The day, and now you're in the time. So that's kind of how you would do it.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah, William Melton, Rob, thanks again. Don, John, Locke, Don Spain. Look at all these cats. Thank you for joining us. So, yeah, we're going to have some more